Hey, Loco sports fans. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett, joined by Marcus Walsh and Wes Curran. We'll see if Max Araj limps along a little bit later. Haven't seen him in a while because he was celebrating his birthday the last time we were chatting. So how y'all boys doing though? It's been lovely weather. We could use a little rain in the Loco, but it was a very nice day today, and I spent a lot of time outside. Enjoyed that. Got out to the Shark Tank tonight over at May River. Saw a little bit of soccer, a little bit of baseball. Been over there a lot because I'm running, pickups over there pretty frequently too. So try to pop in when I can. But yeah, been busy. My spring break started today, so that's a good thing.
Nice.
Got a lot of stuff done today. Got the car in for service. Got the irrigation system repaired in a couple of spots. So yeah, productive day. How y'all guys doing? Wes, you're on mute. I see your mouth moving, but you're muted. You're still muted, Wes. Still muted. I see your mouth moving, but you're muted. There we go.
There he goes.
That was weird because we were talking pre-show and I wasn't.
Yeah, it's been muting you after the intro for some reason every time. So be on the lookout.
I was going to say that we will get rain on Sunday, which is the best day to have it because Sunday is a day where we don't have sports. It's obviously Easter Sunday. Although it's a shame when it has to rain on Easter Sunday because it seems like it's nowhere nice that day. But yeah, it's been a good week for the May River Sharks. I was at the baseball. And I'll tell you what, I thought Bluffton was going to get them on Wednesday. It was really looking like the Bobcats. Pitching was excellent through 5, and then May River able to scratch a couple of runs in the 6th, and that was enough to put May River over the top again. So great performance from the Sharks on Wednesday, and they carried it over today. As looks like May River is the team in the driver's seats. I think at this point they are pretty odds-on favorites to wrap up that region title, which is pretty impressive because I don't think any of us would have predicted May River would be as good as they are, especially in this region where Bishop England rather has been the dominant team.
Yeah,
you would think heading into it. By the way, how about Don Staley's South Carolina game about to send UConn packing? And they're a long winning streak.
Have to be honest, but I stuck it on, and they are dominating.
Yep, about to put the finishing touches on it. Just a dominant performance against a UConn team that had only one game decided by single digits all year. They won by like an average of 36. What are they? 38-0 with only one game decided by single digits, and now they're going to lose by double digits.
And I have to say this, guys. I think if I'm the UConn men tomorrow, you might want to look out because the team they're playing isn't too shabby either in Illinois. I was really impressed with them.
And the Gamecocks, though. What a performance!
Yeah, outstanding.
They will take on either UCLA or Texas in the second semifinal in this Final Four Friday night. But man, I'm just blown away by how consistently good this team has been over the last decade.
Yeah,
it's just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yep,
they sure have been.
She's a heck of a leader, clearly. Whether, the recruiting is a big part of it, definitely. But, to take a team up against this UConn team and Gino Auriemma and come out with a win, she did a hell of a job coaching in-game here as well. So, great job.
A convincing win at that.
And it's final. The Gamecocks win at 62-48. So,
boy, Staley and Gino are getting into it.
Yeah, they're having some words. So Gino had,
I'd say so. Good grief. Staley is hot.
She's got a lot to say. So I heard that earlier in the game. My family told me. I didn't catch it, but I came back in from going over to May River, and my family was talking about that during the in-game interview, Auriemma dropped some profanities talking about the South Carolina bench, and so he wasn't happy with.
Yikes.
Oh, now they're going back with 8 seconds left.
Oh goodness!
0.8 of a second.
Oh, 0.8 of a second.
Oh, 0.8. It said 8.0 for a second, so they fixed it.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? We already had a shout off. We already did the handshake line, didn't we? Isn't that where it popped off?
That's what it looked like.
Time back.
This is like Duke, North Carolina rematch number 1 all over again.
Playoff game where they
okay, it's all right.
Okay, she's talking to somebody. Gino sent an emissary this time, a peaceful emissary to negotiate.
He couldn't get to that tunnel fast enough.
He just went to the tunnel. Yeah, he didn't want to hear
right to the dang tunnel.
That's
probably a good thing.
So Dawn's post game is going to be fun.
Wow,
it's going to be good times. I'm not an Auriemma fan. I mean, lots of respect for what he's done, but just not a fan of the way he carries himself. Never have been. So I'm Team Dawn on this. Ooh, she is mad, bro.
Yeah, she is.
She is fighting mad.
Wow.
She wants a piece of somebody.
Up. Yeah.
Woo, doggy. Okay. So anyway, May River did finish off that sweep of the Bobcats tonight, 13-3. It was close early. It was pitcher's duel early. They were leaving a small village on base, and then they broke it open, got to 8-0. Bluffton had a little rally in the 6th, made it 8-3, and then May River put up 5 in the 7th. So Bobcats just kind of ran out of pitching at the end, and that's been what we've talked about is kind of May River's advantage so far has been their starting pitchers have been able to go really deep, so their bullpen has been able to keep up. They haven't really gotten behind the 8 ball as far as pitching has gone in any of those series. So they've got series wins now over Bishop England, Hilton Head, and Bluffton, which leaves just the 2 bottom teams in the standings left. So you got to think that they're in shape, good position to finish this thing off. The softball team looking good as well. May River, they took down Colleton County on Wednesday in the big showdown. They were both undefeated in region. Sharks win it 10-3, and so they are in the driver's seat there as well. Although I caught a little bit of a game last night that they ended up losing 6-4 to James Island. It was a really good ball game. But they ended up losing that one, but non-region game. So still undefeated in region play for May River, and that team's starting to round into form and look pretty solid. But
like the last couple of years, they've taken the deep, and I like their coaching staff. Really well-run program. About that baseball squad for what they've accomplished this week. Tell you what, that was a gritty comeback win on Wednesday. I was impressed by just the resolve of that lineup, and man, they just find ways to get hits and put runners on. And I'll tell you what, that the last guy who came on the mound,
Boyles.
He had to earn it.
Oh, it was Boyles tonight. Sorry.
I'm talking about Wednesday, but Bluffton had a chance. They cut it to a run and had first and second with 2 outs, and the door was slammed on a ground out to second, and that was that. So I'm going to say props for Bluffton hanging in that one, but it's clear that May River has shown that they're the dominant team in this region, and especially in that rivalry. And they're looking. It's looking all but certain at this point that the Sharks are going to get that all important 1 seed, and then you have Bishop England, Hilton Head fighting for what could be the number 2 spot. Beaufort certainly having some struggles this year. Bluffton, Bluffton Hilton Head series will be interesting, no doubt about that.
Yeah, that one might be. It might be huge. And then Bluffton still plays Bishop England too. So there's still a lot to be decided in there. And the Sharks could still slip up, if they lost one of those last 2 series or even dropped 1 in each series, they could maybe slide. But they're in good shape. That was Beckman who finished it off the other night.
Yes, Beckman, he was ice cold.
He Conti, a really solid outing.
Yep.
Beckman been swinging a good stick too. He
had a couple. I mean, he just was able to pink the strike zone just a little bit much for Bluffton in that final inning. But just a couple of really clutch location and pitches from him in that 7th inning to hold off Bluffton, because Bobcats, I mean, they've been developing some guys, some different players who have stepped in offensively, and I just don't think they have enough at this point. But May River is they've proved that they're the most talented, the most has the most depth in terms of that lineup, and they're looking the part. But don't count out Hilton Head, because they hung right with that was a competitive series between them and May River, and this Hilton Head team this offense has really taken big strides this season so far. in 2026, and they've got at least 2, maybe 3 solid starters that they've been able to turn to. I think
they're on a.
Yep,
they've had a good week.
really have.
They swept Colleton in their series 14-4, 13-0, 14-0, and then I saw that they beat. I thought I saw that they beat Perry, Ohio, 10-0 yesterday, but now it's not showing up in there. Game changer. So not sure what's up with that. It was there earlier tonight. No, it's not there. But yeah, that league is getting, somewhat tight.
Yes.
As far as the middle of it goes. I think I'm trying to pull up the standings here because I don't know exactly what it is, but oh man. I don't have all the baseball teams bookmarked like I do a lot of the other sports because I use Game Changer for that rather than Max Preps typically. But technically, Hilton Head is still they're at 7-2. Tied with May River atop the region. So May River obviously has the tiebreaker in hand.
Yes, but, I'd say they have. Well, I mean, they do have the, I guess, more so the easier schedule because Hilton Head still has. They have
Bluffton and Bishop England.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, now Hilton Head still has an opportunity. I mean, not going to say that they out of it by any means, but May River just to take care of their business, and we'll see if the Seahawks can put together a run because they are undoubtedly have a chance to knock off that Bishop England team or take that series. No doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. No question. They're right there. May River softball 4-0, Colleton 3-1, Beaufort 2-2 after they banged up Bluffton 20-5 last night.
Wow.
Pretty impressive. Crazy. Or was that tonight? I don't know. One of these nights, Wednesday night. That's when it was 20-5. Okay. I've been looking at all these scores and from several different days, but yeah, May River on top in baseball and softball. I guess Hilton Head right there tied with them for baseball. So they're looking good. But speaking of softball, Wes, USCB softball with a huge win today, knocking off number 3 in the country, North Georgia.
How about that for this USCB team? We have seen some really good signs, some positive signs after a tough start to the conference slate for them. But man, what a performance by Madison Murphy against a really How about this? Just one hit for the North Georgia Nighthawks. It was a home run.
Wow.
So she took a no-hitter to the 7th inning. Is what I'm seeing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
wow.
Something special right there. When she is on, she is on. A 7 incomplete game, 1 hitter. The only hit was a home run, so not a complete game shutout. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. I'll tell you what. I mean, if she puts on another good performance on tomorrow, I mean, in tomorrow's finale, she will be the Peach Belt Pitcher of the Week. No doubt about that. Yeah. And I mean, just thoroughly impressed by someone who, I'll tell you what, there were a couple of weeks ago where she was really struggling, with some hard contact at points, and there was a stretch that last week where she could find the strike zone. But man, to see what she can do on a Friday night when she's locked in like this, I mean, my gosh. And right to the offense for picking them up, and Emma Brinkman with a big time hit to drive and run. You got a great at bat from Sydney Kibler coming in as a pinch hitter, drawing a walk. That's a gutsy AB. We haven't seen her name a lot because she hasn't played too much this year. But talk about a big time AB for her, and she draws a walk to extend the lead. That was the game winning RBI. That was the game winning. It may have not been a hit, but that was the game winning RBI. It was a walk, and so props to her for coming up big on that AB. And then, man, Kate Conway. What a year Catherine Conway has been having. I mean, 500 plus hitter. She's just unstoppable right now. Another hit, a big one to extend the lead. And then just, you give up the sole home run, you lock back in, you get it done. My God, what a big time win for this program. Obviously, the second game, obviously You turn it over to Brundage or Morgan. I'm not sure who started. And North Georgia's offense got going 11-5, but still, you put up a couple of runs and fairly competitive. But then you gave up 5 in the 5th. That's when North Georgia started to pull away. But chance to take the series tomorrow, which would be absolutely I mean, even getting that one win was big, but now you have the chance to really put a statement towards the rest of the conference that we're ready to compete the back half of the year, and this is exciting stuff from USCB softball to have that level of success against the number 3 team in Division II softball. Almost no hit by Madison Murphy.
Yeah, something else. Was baseball playing today?
Baseball. I have not seen a final. They're playing Clapham, but I'm not sure. There's been times where their live stats has not been.
It appears that their live stats are still showing a game against.
So I have no idea what is going on over there.
A different day.
But yes, there's been an issue before where Clapham has not had the live stats going as well as other schools. So I have no idea what has happened in that game.
Yeah, it's a mystery to everyone. What is happening up at Mimo Field or something like that?
Historic Mermo Field.
Mermo Field. Yeah, where HHCA won a state championship there last year. Is that right? Is that what I'm remembering? Right?
Is that where they played? I couldn't tell you.
Somebody played at Mermo. I thought it was HHCA, but it could have been HHP. They both won, right? So
they both won.
Somebody.
Well, yes, they both had to go 3 games to win it. Somebody did play.
Yeah, somebody played at Mermo. I think it was HHCA. But anyway, regardless. USCB softball with a big win. They split the doubleheader. They got the finale tomorrow.
Yeah, and I believe baseball, obviously, they'll get 2 tomorrow because of Easter Sunday will be off day. Yep.
Yeah. Not going to play on Sunday. Soccer tonight. I don't know what the final ended up, but I know May River boys were cooking against Islands from Savannah, which is a good team. Coach Misa was over there checking out his old squad. Sharks finally lost their first one 4-2 to Wando the other night, but then they came back and beat Bluffton 2-0. And again, they were up 4-0 at halftime on Islands, which is a team that is 15-1, just suffered their first loss to Benedictine in penalties on the 31st, which is Tuesday. And
that's right.
They were ranked pretty high up there. They were number 2 in Georgia Class 3A in Max Prep. So nice win for the Sharks, who looked really good, and Coach Nick Lewis has definitely kept it going. Misa said they still run the same playbook and everything. He said if it's not broke, don't fix it. And Coach Nick played for Coach Misa, so that's the system he knows as well. And they've kept the program going over there. The Bugs were out in force tonight at May River too. Goodness sakes, they were fierce. The 12th man was really omnipresent for May River tonight.
Kind of reminds me of the 2007 World Series with or not the World Series, excuse me, the Division Series with the Guardians midges taking on the Yankees and the Midges.
Not a memorable series unless you're a Red Sox fan in 2007, but
that's right.
Yeah.
I remember it. It was fun
too.
I liked the Midges.
Although I'll tell you what, that was a fun year for Clint Hurdle and the Rockies.
It sure was. I'm convinced that Cleveland would have gotten the job done had they finished off your Red Sox that year.
I would agree.
Most likely. I just remember Jabba Chamberlain getting destroyed by those those Midges.
Yep.
That's my enduring image of it. All right. What else boys? What else you want to talk about, I should say? Trying to figure out what this score was, 4-3.
Well, I know you guys talked about it, certainly probably at length with the 2 new athletic directors that are they're not new to this area, but they are coming back. Yeah. And I haven't been able to join you guys in a couple of weeks.
Right.
So I'll just add my thoughts on that real quick. And I mean, couldn't have been a better time for both guys. And certainly having worked with both of them a little bit, certainly more for me working with Jason than Cody, but to have both those guys who have really good repertoires and certainly really good track records, Cody with Bluffton, and of course Jason at HHCA, for them to come back, I think is going to be really good for both programs. Because if I'm being honest, both schools have been in a big time matter of flux. Not just with football, but with other sports the last couple of years, and it's time for a reset and time for a change. And so I wish nothing but the best to JW. I wish nothing but the best to Coach Adams as well. But these guys are going to come in here, and I think they're going to shake some things up again. And good timing to get a reset if you're Beaufort High and HHCA, especially athletically, in my opinion.
Speaking of new ADs, I'm glad you brought that up because we do have a new one at Battery Creek at last.
Saw that too the other day. Same deal.
Thomas Fredrickson is going to be the guy. I am not sure where he had been most recently.
No idea.
So Ash is no longer there?
Oh, well, Ash was already gone last year.
He wasn't here this year. He went to Indian Valley.
Indian Land. Yeah, he's an Indian Land.
Severide was the AD last year. And I got to meet her, and she was very, very nice and whatnot, but apparently things just, for whatever reason, didn't work.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where he came from most recently.
I don't know.
I know he was at Hillcrest at one time, and it seemed like he had a brief stint there, but I'm not sure where he has been most recently. I haven't found any specific details about where he's coming from. Their post on social media didn't really give any background or anything, just the name. So not sure exactly the background on Thomas Fredrickson, but good to have somebody in place there at Battery Creek, and someone with some experience clearly as an AD at some larger schools. So hopefully he'll be prepared to take that program to better heights. And I'll tell you, man, I was over there today in Beaufort, and much like other areas around here, Hardyville and other places, it is blowing up over there along Robert Smalls Parkway going in along by Battery Creek. All that commercial development through there, and now there's a bunch of new apartments going up. There's going to be more kids coming into Battery Creek for sure. So, maybe we'll see them get back to, there was a time when they were a 4A Big 16 school with Hilton Head way back in the day, competing with Somerville. We'll see if maybe they get back up to that 4A level at some point. And but they're down to 2A next year, right? But we'll see if they grow back up. So anyway, yeah, Battery Creek soccer's having a pretty decent year. I just saw that their girls beat North Charleston 5-0 last night, which is a good region win. They had lost to Hanahan, but I think that's got them set up to place second in the region. Third because Oceanside. But their girls are not bad. They're sitting at 5-5, and their guys, soccer not always been the strongest program over there, but it's definitely taken big strides. They're 5-4 on the guys' side, and don't have a score yet against North Charleston. So not sure how they did there. What else Wes? You know anything?
I was not able to get to anyone else tonight, so I haven't seen too much else. I do have one other thing I wanted to point out. Some big news, certainly is a tragic piece of news of the reason that it happened, but a heartfelt evening last night at the Nest, where the former athletic director Joe Mominier, who we all miss so much and we all love, the Seahawks dedicated their lacrosse field to him, to the great Joe Mominier last night, and just certainly had to have been an awesome scene, or at least a bitter but emotional scene over there. Just to remember, not just an athletic director, but before that, a lacrosse coach who made such an important impact for the development of that lacrosse program, especially the boys lacrosse program, which he coached. And I just think back to the memorial service event, or the celebration of life that we had in Nest, and just all the great memories and speeches about how he was such a terrific coach, athletic director, friend, dad, and all that. It was just really heartfelt, those moments, and it's been just heartwarming to see the continued love and support to him, to his family, and to everyone that knew Joe Mominier. Certainly would have been proud by the result, 17-0. Hilton Head with the win over Beaufort after dedication to Joe Mominier. What a performance they put up in his honor.
And the job, I can't stress this enough, certainly with covering football and basketball exclusively as we do at WHHI, the job that Fred Hamilton and Angie Williams have done to take Fred. Thank you. Sorry, Fred. The job they have, we know the job that they have done has been absolutely phenomenal to just come together and make it all work. And obviously, they've had the input from coaches and whatnot. I know BJ's had a lot of input on various things throughout the school, but the job that those two fine people have done specifically to take over for Joe and to keep things going strong and riding high at Hilton Head, extremely impressive, and kudos to you both.
No doubt.
Yeah, facts. Facts. What was I just looking up? I had found something I was going to tell you guys about, and then my daughter. Oh yeah, my daughter came in and distracted me. I forgot. On the subject of Joe Mominier, that's what it was. There was a golf tournament this week, the Joe Mominier Memorial, a 36-hole event played at Country Club of Hilton Head and Golden Bear Golf Club. First day at Country Club of Hilton Head, second day at Golden Bear. And Sage Bradshaw from Hilton Head Christian, and Eric Erlenkaiser from TL Hanna ended up as the tied atop the leaderboard. They both shot 8 under, and Bradshaw won on the first playoff hole with a par to earn the medalist honors. Team scores. Here we go. Hilton Head Christian took the title by just. Well, actually, did they tie? Oh yeah, they also had a tiebreaker. They won a tiebreaker over TL Hanna, also for the team, tied at 589. Heritage Academy third, Hilton Head Prep fourth, Heathwood Hall, Trinity, Atlantic Collegiate, May River, Hilton Head, Batesburg, Leesville, Travelers Rest, Bluffton, Bishop England, Fountain Inn, Hilton Head Island B team, Hilton Head Christian B team, Heritage B team. So big tournament.
Yeah.
Big tournament. Pretty cool. But Christian Academy and Hanna were 17 shots ahead of third place Heritage. So 2-horse race. They end up tied. HHCA wins it on penalties. So yeah, cool. Another cool thing in Joe's honor. So thought I'd mention that right there. When you said that his name, it piqued my memory that we had something on that. So
fantastic.
Yeah. A lot of cool things they've done to remember him, definitely, in these few months.
Yeah, I mean, certainly someone who I think everyone was shocked to hear the news of his passing, and it's been just very cool to see all the tributes and then all the just continued gestures to show his family and everyone who we meant so much to, and just to have that kind of support. And certainly it's a hard job, and obviously now they've had to find to fill positions with the athletic director role, and with it's hard to fill his role for all that he did. And that is, it's going to be something that they're going to have to, have a lot of work to do.
Institutional knowledge.
Yes.
Institutional knowledge is very valuable, and a lot of it, left with him for sure. But still good things happening over there.
You just think of how proud he would have been of really this entire year athletically, starting with a football team and the season they had, but carrying over to basketball, the boys basketball team with a great season,
phenomenal season,
wrestling competitive, and then you look at this baseball team, softball making strides, this girls soccer program, what a year that they have had so far, just running through that region. And then you talk about that lacrosse team, always competitive, always strong, and you have to be you can't forget tennis, always competitive, cross country. Mm-hmm. He oversaw all that, and I'm sure he would have been just incredibly proud of what the student athletes have done this year at Hilton High School and the example that they continue to set.
Not agree more.
Here's something I just came across that is of note. Looks like JP2 girls finally suffered their first loss. They lost 3-1 to Porter Gowd to end their streak, and now they're 10-1. But the reason why I noted that is because it popped up on my screen because Porter Gowd's ranked 18th nationally.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good showing in retrospect.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, that kind of changes your perspective on things a little bit. Wow. Number 15 nationally. So very good season continues for those ladies from JP2 as I continue to look through soccer scores. What else you got, Wes?
I'm looking for some more.
I can read some scores. We can always do that.
I'm looking to see if I found anything more from USCB. I know that I guess golf is.
Oh, and the baseball.
Yeah. We talked about baseball. Golf is getting ready for their, I believe Peach Belt tournament or Peach Belt conference is coming up. That's in a few weeks actually, on the 19th. So they have some time to prepare for that. They're not in action.
Oh, I know. Colleton Prep softball. They wrapped up their region title the other night with 11-0 win over St. John's Christian. They've had a really, really solid season, as they usually do over there. They're always pretty good. They're 10-2 now. Losses to JP2 and Lawrence Manning, two really quality squads. So they're looking good, and they have shut out their last 6 opponents, 24-15, 15-11, 17-11. Beating people up.
Impressive.
So Colleton Prep looking tough on the softball diamond, as they often do. Porter Gowd ran through us. They also beat HHCA 4-0, in addition to beating JP2 3-1. Cross girls with a tough win over Patrick Henry 3-2, and the boys 9-0. What else we got? JP2 softball continues to have a tremendous season, 8-0 win over Hilton Head on Wednesday. Beaufort with a big win, 20-5 over Bluffton. And we mentioned May River 10-3 over Colleton County. That Beaufort team, they can hit, man. Like, they don't have Kylie like they used to, but they can still swing it. Beaufort boys or baseball played a tough game against Oceanside and lost 4-2. Let's see. What else is really of note in there? Not a whole lot.
I think got a little bit of a lull slow Friday, the Friday before Easter.
Yeah, the Friday night was definitely light because of Good Friday, we didn't get a whole lot.
Yep, and not as much this weekend either, aside from USCB. Right. Softball, baseball wrap it up tomorrow. What a great opportunity for that softball team. Like I said earlier, I mean, just a monumental win for that program, and a revengeful win at that, because this team lost to North Georgia in the conference championship, in the conference tournament last year, in a 1-0 game that could have gone either way. Right. So now you know that you can compete against anyone in this conference, and I think that you're.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just really exciting to see this team, because this is the team that we expect to see after the start they had this year, and then, man, there were a couple of conference games early that just got away from them, especially that Lander series. They lost that first one; it was tough to come back from, but it's just awesome to see them reset and refocus. And now, if they can make a run, there's still a lot of softball left, and still some winnable series coming up for that team, and I'm really excited, and some big time momentum if you can find a way to get that series win tomorrow, which you would expect Madison back on the mound for that, or back in the circle for that one, and then Middle Georgia State. That's a very winnable series. I think they're at the top of the conference, so that is a series that they should win. Middle Georgia, yeah, they're 4-9, so that's a series that you would expect them to have a good chance of winning. And then you got Augusta. That's not an easy one on the road. Georgia Southwestern and USC Aiken, your last two. Georgia Southwestern bottom of the league. So, you still have a lot of chance. You have some chances to rack up wins when you look at these last couple of series in this conference. And that USC Aiken series could certainly loom large, as they're trying right in the mix, try to get that. Right now, USCB would have that 8th spot, top 8 make the conference tournament, but certainly those two teams could be battling to try to get in. You'd like to see them have a chance to cement themselves before that. They can get on a roll, especially if they can beat Middle Georgia and Georgia Southwestern. So I think the schedule works out well from the back half, especially with how well they're playing, and see what happens. Like I said, the way they do their tournament, it's a single elimination format. You can get hot, and you can ride it's up for the taking. It really is. All you need is that, especially when you have an X factor, the great equalizer in terms of that pitcher you can lean upon, and they have it. So it's exciting, and a competitive offense too.
Yeah. No, you're right. The single elimination in baseball and softball is wild. Because anybody
baseball is double elimination, softball is single elimination.
Yeah, I know, but in either of those sports, to have a single elimination tournament is crazy, because there's just so much variability.
Especially in softball, where you can have your top pitcher pitch multiple games in the tournament. Because baseball, if you're playing over a couple of days, you can't have you won't get 2 outings from your starter. So softball, you can do that. So that's
no doubt. And if you get a hot pitcher, it's kind of like a hot goaltender. You can't be beat when you get a hot pitcher. Creek is on the rise, Ray Alonso.
Creek is on the rise.
Indeed. Did not shout out our presenting sponsors at the top, but Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV present the LowcoSports Lowdown. Mickelson Law Firm been with us since the beginning, presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage and our official real estate closing attorney, but they can help you with all your legal needs in downtown Bluffton at Mickelson Law Firm. And Marcus Walsh is visiting us from WHHI TV. He's on loan for the night, as he often is. Our great partners in local sports over at WHHI TV. We love working with you guys to enhance what you do, and certainly we enjoy having your voice over here to enhance what we do as well. So thanks to WHHI TV, our local TV station, the only one dedicated to covering only the Low Country. I don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight, boys. It's kind of, we're in a weird kind of lull. We've got Jasper's got spring break this week. A lot of people do, I think. And then
Buford doesn't have theirs until next week.
Right, and that'll be Heritage Week, of course. So it's just kind of the weird doldrums of spring right now, but we're about to hit the home stretch and start firing up for some postseason stuff. Lacrosse always comes first, it seems.
Lacrosse is normally Heritage Week is when the brackets normally come out, so it's
exactly.
It's going right away.
We should be seeing those real soon. And then I know that we got a big event. I know we got a track meet at Beaufort tomorrow. The Beaufort Track Classic is going off tomorrow. That's always a big event. Let's see if we got a starting time. I'm going to start at 10 a.m. it appears with the first events over at Beaufort High School huge track event. Lots of area teams. Almost everybody in the area usually. Oh yeah, here we go. Battery Creek, Beaufort, Blackville, Hilda, Bluffton, Colleton, Prep, Hardyville, Hilton Head, May River, Social Circle from Georgia, Whale Branch, Windsor Forest, and Woodville Tompkins. Should be a pretty good track meet over there. JP2 also on spring break this week. So all of Jasper. I don't know about Thomas Hayward, maybe. I think my computer's about to die, boys. I got to go get my charger real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast the spring even has gone. It just seemed like we were, wrapping up hoops just within, I know it was just a few weeks ago, but already about ready to get into the second week of April here soon. And obviously with this week being the preparation for Easter Sunday, the spring is flying by.
Really has. It seems like there's so much congestion into a couple of weeks because you have it starts to kick off, mid-March, and then all of a sudden you're getting ready for Heritage, and all of a sudden after that, it's the end of the school year and you're getting the playoffs. So yeah, it's a lot of sports congested into a short period of time, and there's a lot to, especially these next couple of weeks, things start to get busy, and then they continue to get busy throughout April and May with a bunch of playoffs getting set to go on. But what a week it has been for the May River Sharks. We talked about the baseball team. Softball has been competitive. Boys soccer has been excellent. So it seems like all these May River squads are, not just competitive, they are dominating this region. So it's exciting to see what they've been doing, but
we were talking about Hilton Head in the same breath.
Yes. When you look at baseball,
very competitive schools.
Yep. But it's exciting to see. We've talked about Bishop England. Oh, Bishop England's, having a chance to get. No, not this time. I think that these some of these local schools have been able to put a good challenge to Bishop England this last go around for them before Lucy Beckham joins the fray in that region, and then they will.
Yeah, I just came across something that you had told us about yesterday, Wes. That Dom Eason, USCB superstar, is in the portal. I saw that he said not committed here, but he did take a lot of pictures. He did a photo day with Georgia Southern, so it's looking like Dom is headed headed out on us, which is sad. Yeah, he put hashtag not committed at the bottom, so I guess he's not committed yet to Georgia Southern, but it looks like he might. I did see also that Linda Young is on the move. She's headed to Columbia College to be a koala. I love the koalas. That's great. And then I also saw just now that May River's Sean Zadroga McNulty, great offensive lineman, but also the heavyweight on the wrestling team, has committed to play football at Brevard College, North Carolina.
All right.
Many a Loco kid have landed. JP2 had a little pipeline going up there for football for a little while, and baseball. Hayden Jennings, of course, played baseball there.
Yes.
Richard in our comments tonight. So Brevard, good for Zadroga. He's a good kid, man. Tough kid.
Yes.
Had a great year on the wrestling mat.
Great stuff.
I'm sad about Dom, obviously. Yeah. But it kind of felt inevitable.
Yep.
That dude's pretty incredible. So it seemed like he was. Oh, wow. And here's another cool thing. Instagram's a treasure trove tonight. Thomas Hayward's Fisher Thomas shot a 1 under 35 at Berkeley Hall. First red number in the modern era of Thomas Hayward golf.
Wow. Congratulations, young man.
That's awesome.
Good for
him.
Had
a beautiful day for it.
Yeah. And one other thing that I would note is that, I don't know if that means anything or not. That would be that Misa's team, Hardyville Soccer, had a big showdown last night with Bamberg, and Bamberg had been kind of talking because they were having a real good season, by their standards, but they had not played a schedule like us. I think they were undefeated up to a point, and then they lost like 10-1 to Royal, so we knew that we kind of had a edge on them. And the Canes went at 5-1. So Canes still undefeated in the region, looking good over there. And we're still very hopeful about Canes boys soccer getting back to that state championship.
Love it, especially after the heartbreak last year.
Yeah.
Love to see them get another opportunity at bringing one home. It's a really hard-working team, and I'm excited. Misa's got them playing some spirited soccer over there, and hopefully be able to catch them at some point before the season wraps up. But that's exciting for the Sharks or for the I said Sharks, for the Canes of Hardyville. So Sharks as well. They've had a great year with after the departure of Misa Garzon.
Yeah.
Soccer as a whole. We've talked about basketball being a bit down. Soccer appears to be up. There's been a lot of teams just playing, having some good success this year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good soccer players across the area. A lot.
I'm really interested.
I need to get some more matches. It seems like every, the irony is the one night I don't have USCB, like there's no good soccer going on. It's like every Friday night there's soccer, and the one night I'm able to, like there's nothing.
No soccer. Yeah.
Go figure.
Bummer. What were you saying, Marcus?
Moving forward, Wes just mentioned how basketball was down, and I've dug in a little bit with things too, and we've talked about it a little bit before as well. But I'm interested to see how flag football takes off with a lot of schools.
Thing that's going to happen, or is it just
it's getting very popular.
It's picking up steam.
Well, especially in Georgia,
amongst the girls.
Here yet.
You
don't have the girls play football yet. Or powder puff.
No, but I think it's coming.
That's essentially what it is, Wes.
Yes, but powder puff is a much more casually played form of flag football.
Right.
Flag football. Correct.
Mm-hmm. But that's the
players.
That's the basis for it.
For sure.
Right.
But I think it's coming. I think it's coming because it got approved as an NCAA sport, and so schools are going to add it.
For sure.
There's going to be demand for it.
It's coming. It is definitely coming.
It's definitely coming. It's going to be fun too. I thought it was funny that the flag football teams beat the doors off the NFL, the teams of NFL players in that flag football tournament.
Oh, really?
They mercy ruled them.
Wow.
Embarrassed them.
Wild.
Like teams of NFL players.
Like flag football in terms of the Olympics in 28. We're going to see like specialists who may not be NFL players, maybe like journeyman football players who just so happen to be like.
Well, I think the NFL players thought that they were going to get picked for it, but then they went and played in this thing, and it was like, oh, this is a different sport. We don't know how to play this. These guys know how to play this. And so, I think it was kind of eye-opening to a lot of people. Like, oh wow, just because you're the best football player in the world doesn't mean you're the best.
It's a different skill set. There's much more. It's much more speed-based and rather than like obviously.
Well, and the contact weeds out a lot of people.
Right.
Real
it's not about hitting hard and blocking, whereas it's a speed like a speed-based game. There's a lot more. Obviously, you still have a lot of similar parts, but it's a completely different game than 11-on-11.
And grabbing those flags is an acquired skill too, I think.
Yes.
Like just because you can tackle somebody doesn't mean you can get those flags. Those are two different things.
Go up to try to get somebody. It's like kind of making a lower body tackle, whatnot. There's no, it's not for sure going to happen just because you're fast. Somebody could be really slippery.
Yeah, you got to be grabbing for them flags. But I do think it's coming, Wes. I think mostly because of the NCAA adding it. I think it's just naturally going to happen now. We've been talking about it for a couple of years at Hardyville. We'd love to add girls flag football. Our girls are hype about it too. They want to play bad, so we hope it happens. All right. Well, shout out to some more sponsors. We got Hudson's Seafood House on the docks, a great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, right on Skull Creek. Beautiful place. Tomorrow will be a great time to hang out there. Sunday, maybe not. It's going to be a little rainy, but great place over there at Hudson's. And they're the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. We have new episodes for you every week on the Loco Media Network with Curry Kirkpatrick, Rich Basirico, and Bob Stevens.
Certainly a filled episode with a lot to talk about, with the Final Four looming for the men. The Final Four underway now in the women. Of course, that we taped it before today, but a lot going on in terms of, and we have a bunch of basketball junkies among the three of them. So definitely,
yes, we do. As a matter of fact, I've been getting blown up over here during the show. Great TV, they said. Housewives of Hoopsville about Gino and Dawn.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bob says, did I pick that one? Curry says, Oracle, Illini, Coquettes. Rich says, Bob, you are the goat of making predictions. Curry says, Dana White should put them in the cage. Problem, Staley would whoop Gino's ass. Rich says, now that will be fun to watch. Bob says, would not want to piss her off. So yeah, they were enjoying the spectacle as well as we were. Yes. What a joy it is to be on that group chat, by the way.
Man,
I get so much joy out of that. But check out Under the Bus if you want more stuff like that, except them saying it out loud, even if they shouldn't, over on the Loco Media Network. It does carry the explicit tag because occasionally they drop one on us, especially Curry. He can't help himself. Also, shout out to Twinge and Twombly, our personal injury friends over in Beaufort, personal injury attorney friends. They're not going around personally injuring people. Twinge and Twombly they have a rare name, but they provide remarkable service. So if you need a personal injury attorney, call on Twinge and Twombly over in Beaufort. And Coach Barron, our old friend from Hilton Head Prep, has hung up his whistle, but he's focused on a new kind of screens now over at HHI Windows and Doors, where they're improving your view of the Loco. So give them a call. Reverence Wrestling Club's our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. And shout out once again to all the Reverence guys and girls who went to nationals up in Virginia Beach last week. Colton Freeman with an All-American finish, finishing 8th in the junior 220 division, and he'll be back for his senior year trying to get another state title. Also, shout out to Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. And that will bring us to our parting thoughts. Marcus Walsh, what's on your mind, buddy?
A few things for sure. Speaking of the Final Four, I like Illinois and Arizona as the winners tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's just something about those two teams, Arizona especially. I think that game against Michigan is going to be outstanding. If you like offense, I think you're going to see a lot of it in that one. And I really like what Illinois can do, shooting the basketball as well. Obviously, UConn is a very, very popular pick, and certainly what they were able to do against Duke in the final seconds of that game last week, unreal. But there's something special about this Illinois team, and I think an Illinois-Arizona rematch from the Elite Eight in 2005, which was a classic. I think that would be something to behold, to see those two teams go after a national championship. That's what I'm going to predict happens. We'll see. It's been a fun tournament for sure. It really has. Cleveland Guardians are on a roll. They're 5-3, and
he does today.
Obviously I watched a good portion of the game today on TV and listened to it on my phone as well. And I mean, Chase DeLauder is just hitting balls left and right.
He's awesome.
He's been tremendous.
I believe I saw something about. Let's see, what was I saw something? Yes, 5th home run in his first 7 games, tying the second most since at least 1900.
That's right.
Rarefied air. I'm looking. They certainly had to dig through the annals of baseball history for that.
That's right. They did.
He's
on the list.
Yes.
With guys like Jim Thome, I think. Travis Hafner had 6.
Wow,
he leads the list.
Tremendous names. Most home runs in first 7 career regular season games. It's at least all right. Well, he is 5. Trevor Story had 7 in 2016, if you remember.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think.
And I think I'm just thinking of maybe Indians history in my head that they were talking
yes,
about.
but early Trevor Story before his days in Boston when he was in Colorado. Oh man, that was a heck of the start. I remember hearing about that back in 2016. But see if he can keep it up. Sometimes we've seen players with hot starts, and see if he can continue to swing the bat well. But that's exciting stuff for the Cleveland Guardians to begin the year.
Absolutely.
You guys was probably not old enough to remember him, or Wes certainly not. Kevin Moss from the Yankees. You remember his ridiculous start in 1990? He was a rookie in 1990. Yeah. He hit 10 home runs in his first 77 at bats.
Oh my!
It was insane. And then he just flamed out. He was never really much of anything.
Goodness gracious!
But man, I had that rookie card. I was hyped. Thought I was going to college on that thing for about a week.
I had one more thing that I wanted to touch on. Certainly hope everybody has a good weekend and celebrates, safely and whatnot. However you want to celebrate Holy Saturday and Easter Sunday, and the like. Thoughts would certainly be appreciated for myself, but certainly for Samantha. She's going to be receiving her sacraments tomorrow night at the Easter Vigil at St. Gregory the Great. So that's where we'll be not once, but twice tomorrow, getting ready for that. And then it'll be, finishing all that up and getting ready for a wedding, which we plan for next year. So well wishes and just some good thoughts would greatly be appreciated by all. Going to be a full and fun day tomorrow.
Very cool.
No doubt about that.
Wes Kerr?
I have a couple. Starting off with, I have a couple parting thoughts. One that I just saw, which is certainly going to be an unpopular opinion with a lot of college basketball fans. The NCAA tournament is on the road to potential expansion in the future. From what I have seen today, the NCAA is expected to finalize an expansion. They are expected to do it to 76 teams. 76. After barring something unforeseen, it will happen. Someone in the higher ups said. So it is looking like what that will do. There will be more games added to the first 4. So 24 teams playing in the first round, or the opening round, the first 4. I wonder if they'll call it the first round, or they'll call it, because it's not the first 4 anymore.
It won't be the first 4, the first 24.
Yeah.
But they might have to go back to the first round, the second and third round. Or we'll see.
Opening round. Round.
Yeah, maybe they could do an opening round. Who knows? But
opening round,
the first
round.
4 will become the first 24. It appears so.
I hate
that is saying it is not official yet, but it is looking like it is
on its way. I think
what's happening. I don't think that'll be a popular opinion with.
I don't either.
No.
So now we'll have to determine who's the 76th. It's going to open up the bubble to a lot more teams. Now, I will say maybe it'll help mid-majors. More mid-majors get in, which is, I guess, a positive, spin on it. But I don't know. I think 68 is fine. And obviously, there is a lot of financial aspects, and there are television ratings and things that seem like the tournament expansion is inevitable. So, it kind of felt like they've been dodging it for a couple of years, but now it looks like it's going to happen. We're going to have men's and women's basketball tournaments in at least Division 1, moving to 76 teams.
The women too?
They can't men's and the women's.
Find that many worthy teams for the tournament now. That's going to be bad.
That's what is looking like is going to happen.
What a debacle. Okay. Well, yeah. You got anything else?
I do. Not sports related, but just congratulations and well wishes to all that contributed to the success of the Artemis launch. It has been a while since we sent men and women. I think there are women on that mission to the moon, or like, I'm not sure, but I know that it has gone successful, at least to this point. And it's just really cool to see that success that launched the moon mission, the Artemis 2. It's been 50 years, and I wasn't alive in 1969 when but I just, it's just imagine, because this was so long ago, and just to think that they were able to do this in 1969, the buzz it must have just sent to all that were alive at that moment, especially in the United States, because obviously the U.S. sent those men to the moon. But just crazy to think back on, and still we think of how crazy it is at this moment to accomplish something like this, and just props to all the engineers and the hard workers at NASA and everyone who that is captivating for everyone when we see those exploration missions into space, and just with
there is a woman on the flight.
There is a woman. Fantastic. That's awesome.
You've got Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Koch, and mission specialist Jeremy Hansen.
Very nice.
So Christina Koch.
Yeah.
Yes.
This will be Christina Koch is holder of the record for the longest single space flight by a woman, and she will be the first woman to journey to the moon.
Wow.
History in the history books. Very, very awesome stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah,
we used to do this kind of stuff. We haven't done it in a while.
We talk about how STEM needs to evolve towards a field where women are accepted and women can do big things. I mean, that's it right there. So
no doubt.
We love to see that. We love to see that advancement of, not just for everyone, but especially for women who are interested in STEM, because that inspires so many young ladies, young girls to be a part of this as well. And it's awesome to see these space missions beginning to start up again, and just to see the.
Did you guys want to be an astronaut?
What, sir?
Did you guys ever want to be an astronaut?
I think a lot of boys growing up did. I mean, I think I
did for a brief time. Space Camp was on HBO a lot.
Realized, like, oh, do I really want to? I don't know. Like, I still like have mad props for anyone who wants to. Obviously, there's incredible rewards and incredible risks when you decide to do something like that. So
I did enjoy eating their freeze-dried ice cream. Like that.
Oh, there you
go. Did you ever want to go to Space Camp? Did you ever?
I wanted to real bad, because Space Camp was on HBO all the time when I was a kid. I wanted to go to Space Camp real bad for a little while. Never.
I've never seen all these ads when I was really young. Like, this is more of a 90s thing, 80s and 90s thing, but the whole Space Camp thing where they took you to Orlando or whatever, and they did all these these zero gravity things.
They made a whole movie that was basically promo for that back in the 80s. And to try to get us all to want to go to Space Camp. But I think it was all a scam. Anything else, Wes?
That's all I got.
Right. I think really the only I was going to say, I think really the only thing kind of semi-related to that before I really got into sports, I did want to be a meteorologist at one point. And broadcast
I could see that.
what's going on with the weather. And then I fell in love with sports.
Very cool.
And that took over
very quickly. I could see you as a meteorologist. So it is, of course, April 3rd, but we're just 2 days removed from April Fool's Day, which I've grown pretty weary of overall.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think that
I feel like most April Fool's jokes I see online fall flat very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. And I think in part because, like, the internet's already full of stuff that's not true. So, like, it's not really an anomaly anymore. But this one, I did get a kick out of this one. This was pretty funny. Jackson Allen, thrower for USCB's track team, announced 2 days ago, I guess, that he was quitting throwing. He was going to devote himself to pole vaults. Says, I want to start by saying throwing will always hold a special place in my heart. However, it's time for a new chapter. As of April 1st, I will be pursuing my future in pole vaulting, steeplechase, and Alaskan grab ass. I hope you all will support me in my goals to reach new heights, and have a great April Fool's Day. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, that's cool.
This is the guy we're talking about. He's abandoning throwing.
That's great.
To take up pole vault, steeplechase, and Alaskan grab ass.
Alaskan grab.
So shout out to Jackson Allen.
Oh man, that's
good stuff.
That's good.
All right, boys. I got nothing else. Anything else for the good of the order?
Yeah. Looking forward to another. I mean, it's crazy. We are 2 weeks away from Heritage. It is coming fast and furious.
I got my tickets,
bro. Yep, and then just spring sports really starting to ramp up. Lacrosse playoffs are coming, and I'm just really excited to see some of these soccer, and especially May River boys, Hilton Head girls, Hardyville boys, others as well. Especially that entire girls playoffs is always, you got some teams that can go on some Cinderella or just runs from lower in that region. So it's exciting, and then obviously lots of action of the weekend with USCB softball trying to win what would be just a big time. Already getting that first one was big, but man, this would be just monumental stuff for that program, and just really
they've been able to get that first one. Getting the second one has been tough.
Yes. Yep. Now we'll see what Madison Murphy can do that second game, because you expect North Georgia to be a bit more ready, but after that performance, I mean, the sky's the limit for what Murphy can do this next game. I'm quite excited for that program, and of course lots of hoops action. Final Four coming up tomorrow, and national championship as well. So just a busy weekend at all levels of the sports around here and beyond, and I'm really excited for what should be a very busy couple of weeks ahead as we hit the home stretch of this school year and athletic year.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, thanks to all of our sponsors for making all of this possible for us to sit around and talk sports with you. And thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. You're the reason we keep doing it. Although we probably would do it even if no one was listening. We'd just talk amongst ourselves. But it's all good. We appreciate you, and we thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. For Marcus Walsh and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.